This is the DeLonghi Nespresso machine. It is a deluxe version because it has a very solid metal build, and it has a couple of optional accessories that are included, which essentially is the milk frother, which has a cold and hot milk frother, and it has a multi-staged cup surface for larger cups and smaller cups. The reservoir itself has a flip top as opposed to a plastic lid that just comes off, and it does hold a little more water than the standard Nespresso machine. And it has 4 different cup sizes, which the Nespresso original line version does not have these independent buttons. You kind of need to, press 2 buttons and then 1 button, and it's kind of less obvious. And then it has a dedicated water button. That's really it. In terms of build quality, this is all metal. In fact, this little lever is a way more solid feel than the plastic one that the original Nespresso machine offers. I do like the fact that it has a much sturdier all metal form factor. I think it's well worth it if you're going to be using this quite often. You have this pod dispenser that kind of collects until you're full. You also have this reservoir on the bottom, which needs to be cleaned once in a while, and it collects the water. And that's essentially an overview of the hardware. In terms of function, it's pretty much standard like any other Nespresso original line pod. You slip in the pod, close the top lid. I'm going to put a glass coffee cup, and I will press the second cup size, and that's pretty much it. And you just wait. It will start to rumble a little bit and extract. In fact, you could hear it right now. So that's the full extraction. It's got a little bit more to drip away. And at this point, all you do is lift the lever, and the pod gets deposited into the reservoir there. That'll collect a few of the pods, and then you need to discard it in the recycle or trash. And there you have a cup of coffee with beautiful crema, and you can enjoy so many different Nespresso pods. I don't really need to express how many different companies make the Nespresso pods. That's what really made the unit very popular. Starbucks even has their Starbucks branded pods. There is a massive difference between the virtual line versus the original line pods. They're not compatible. I find that this is a pressure-based mechanism, whereas the virtual line is a high RPM spin-based version that extracts the coffee. Personally, I've owned both, and I find that for whatever reason, I personally much more prefer coffee that's coming out of the original line, and that's why both systems exist. Some people are the opposite and prefer the virtual line. That's a real preference issue, and you can actually go to the Nespresso stores, and if you are lucky enough to have one in your shopping mall, and sample both. And that's something that I highly recommend, because it's not cost effective to buy both and then have to learn that you don't like the virtual line as opposed to the original line. So the other advantage I find with these, if you do prefer this original machine, is it's much quieter. The virtual line, since it has to spin at a very high RPM, it's extremely loud. So if you're trying to make coffee in the morning and you didn't want to disturb the rest of the household, you will absolutely find that this is much more quiet and a little more discreet. Okay, so in terms of froth, there is already milk in there, and if you wanted a cold froth, you have to press and hold until it's blue. Okay, I'm going to stop that. If you wanted a hot froth, you just press it once and it's red. Right now, I've already put it through its cycle. It's already done frothing, so it kind of blinks like that, and I'm just going to stop it now. Oops. Okay, so all you do is pull it out. And you can see the milk's already frothed. And you pour into your coffee. I'm just gonna one-hand it. I'm not gonna be a barista here, but it's kind of what you do.